hit up by Driscoll and then blocked off by the Cobras, bringing them to a 7-point. 7-3 for the Cobras in the lead now. Here comes the serve from the Cobras. Over the net. It's going to be... Let's see what the roll call is. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here. There we go. There's the serve for the Red Tails. Set up by... a lot of stuff going on here. There's going to be another point ultimately, regardless, for the Cobras. 8-4 now. Coming into the action now, we have number 19, Haley Sperling, for the Cobras. And serving, we have Haley Everett. And here comes the serve. Be knocked up into the air by Emily Clapp and spiked over by number 10, Amber Rickert. That's going to be another point for the Red Tails. 8-5 for your score now. Cobras lead. Rickert will be serving for the Red Tails. Over the net it goes. Tipped over by number 8, Sophia Young. Is going to be just a little short there on the Red Tails side, bringing a 9-5 score with the Cobras leading. Cobras playing a lot different than they did the first round there. I think their coach had a really nice talk with them and got them more into the game. That's amazing. But that last serve there will be in the favor of the Red Tails. 9-7 is the score. Kayla Carroll back into the game for the Red Tails. And we're going to have number 4, Bailey Hoff, serving. Sophia Young knocks it up over the net. And here we go for the Red Tails. Number 11, Emily Clapp. It's going to be off the ceiling. Doing a little bit of a pinball routine here. Just knocked over by the Red Tails. Going to be saved as many times as they can. And just barely tipped over by the Red Tails. That looked like that was Kayla Carroll with that one. 9-8. Red Tails making a little bit of a comeback here. But they're not quite there yet, but they're very close. Hoff serving again for the Red Tails. Here we go. Going to be up there by Young. And spiked over and out of bounds by number 9, Haley Everett, for the Cobras. And here comes the serve by Hoff once again. Both teams really getting into it now. We're going to be set up by Young there. And the spike, an attempted knockover. But that's going to be blocked off by number 11, Emily Clapp, bringing the score to a tied 9-9. A very nice block there by the Red Tails. Off once again with the ball. Let's see how this serve goes down. This might be the opportunity for the Red Tails to take over the lead and get into the double digits. Here we go. Young knocking it back into play for the Cobras. Hoff again knocking it up. Set up by number 6, but that is ultimately going to be in the favor of the Red Tails. Bringing the score 10-9. Red Tails leading now. Here comes the serve from Hoff. Over the net it goes, and that's going to be out of bounds, bringing us to another tied game, 10-10. It looks like our substitution for the Cobras will be number 16, Erica Richardson, going in for Isabella Klassen. And number 8 for the Cobras, Sophia Young, will be doing the serve here. Excuse me, Sophie Young. And then knocked over the net by Clapp there. Tipped over by the Cobras. Clapp again with the spike. That's, very close. Clapp again with the spike. Cobra is going to knock it over. Young over to number 13. That's going to go into the audience. I believe that was Isabella Klassen there with that last little hit. Or excuse me, number 19, Haley Sperling. 11-10. Red Tails are still leading here. Very close game this time. And that's what we like to see here at Hodges Fieldhouse. Young with the setup. And then it looks like the Red Tails doing their effort to get back, but that's just going to be just barely in bounds there. That's going to bring their lead even higher with a 12-10 score. Looks like number 1, Naomi Havinga, will be doing the serving for the Red Tails this time. Over the net we go. Set up by Young. And just barely spiked over by number 3, Jaden Sator. And that will be out of bounds on the Red Tails and go in the favor of the Cobras. 12-11 now is the score. Looks like number 11 for the Cobras, Kayla Brandon, will go in for number 19, Haley Sperling. And Kayla will be serving now. Here we go. Ooh, just barely tipped over by number 6, Haley Driscoll. And that will tie us back up here, folks. 12-12 for the score. And once again, we will have Kayla Brandon serving for the Cobras. A real dogfight going on here. Set by Driscoll, and then hit over the net by number 10. Blocked off by the Cobra, but will be in the point for the Red Tails. 13-12. We're going to have another short timeout here, folks, but we'll be right back after the break. And welcome back, Triton Nation, to the action at Hodges Fieldhouse tonight between the Cobras and the Red Tails. Red Tails are currently in the lead, 13-12. But the Cobras do have an opportunity to make a comeback. So let's see what happens here in the second round. Emily Clapp for the Red Tails will be serving off here in a matter of moments. Here comes the serve. Will be set up by Young, and then spiked over by number 16, Arika Richardson. Knocked over by the Red Tails, Amber Rickert, and spiked over by number 9, Haley Everett for the Cobras, and then tipped over by number 14, Kayla Carroll. And the number 3, Jaden Sartor, knocking it over the net, followed by Amber Rickert, once again going for the point there, bringing our score 14-12, Red Tail lead. We will have Emily Clapp again with the serve for the Red Tails. Here we go. Be set up by Young, spiked over by Sartor again. That'd be a point for the Cobras. 14-13 now. Well, a substitution for number 3, Jaden Sartor, with number 10, Kat Blast again. Number 1, Josie Hess will be serving. We'll have the block by the Cobras there, but that will be in the point for the Red Tails. 15-13 now. We're going to have 2 substitutions. It'll look like number 25 and 15 coming in. Carolina Egler and Kennedy Purdy. Kennedy with the serve there for the Red Tails. Knocked over. That's going to be another point for the Cobras. Cobras are not backing down anymore right now, as they are 1 point away from gaining the lead once again. Isabel Klassen come in for Arika Richardson, and Isabella will be serving for the Cobras. Driscoll with the setup there. Spiked over by number 10, Amber Rickert. Just barely saved into the play there. That's going to go just slightly out of bounds, resulting in a tied game, 15-15. Both these teams are really determined to get the win. But as we still know, Redhawks in advantage with having one round under the belt. Let's see what happens here. Tipped over by the Red Tails there. And spiked over by number 9, Haley Everett. We're going to have the spike from the Red Tails. And Everett again with the spike. Driscoll with the shove down. And we're going to have Driscoll just trying to set up as many spikes as he can. And that's going to be another point. It looks like that was Sophie Young for the Cobras, bringing their lead back 16-15. A good blocking system going on for the Cobras right now. Pretty much blocking almost every single shot that the Red Tails are throwing their way. Let's see, Driscoll with the setup here. It's going to be number 17, number 11, Haley Clapp there with the attempted spike there. Set up by Driscoll, number 25, Caroline Egler with the point there, tying things back up 16-16. All right, we have number 6, Haley Driscoll with the serve coming up here for the Red Tails. Set up almost out of bounds there, but it will be in play. Number 11, Brandon. And that will go for another point for the Cobras as they take over the lead, 17-16. We'll have a substitution here. Coming in, we have number 13, Ellie Shedbach, and number 19, Haley Sperling. We'll have Ellie for the Cobras serving. Here we go. Over the net, set up by Driscoll. Knocked over the net by number 25, Carolina Egler. Looks like that will be in the favor of the Red Tails. Or excuse me, well, yes, we'll have another tied game, 17-17. Looks like we'll have Amber Rickert with the serve for the Red Tails. Set up by Young, and then spiked over by Kat Blass again. Kat has a very strong arm when it comes to spiking here. A very big MVP for this team, for the Cobras. She will be serving for the Cobras. Here we go. And that's going to be out of bounds, bringing the score 18-18. Looks like we might have some scoring issues here, but as of what I can see on the scoreboard here, it is 18-18. Here we go. Back to the action. Young sets it up for number 19, Haley Sperling. So that will be the point for them, 19-18. Good work here. Number 16, Erica Richardson comes back in for Isabella Klassen. And we have number 8, Sophie Young, serving for the Cobras. Here comes the serve. It's going to be bunted up. Set, spike. Ooh, just barely tipped over for number 14, Kayla Carroll. We're in a tied game again, 19-19. Number 1, Naomi Havinga coming in for number 17, Emma Drake. Here we go. Set up by Young for the Cobras, and then spiked over by number 3, Jalen Sortor. And spiked over by the Red Tails again, Emily Clapp. That's going to go in favor for the Red Tails. 20-19 now, with the Red Tails taking over the lead. We're getting in the 20s territory, folks. We're really winding down. Let's see who's going to get the win here. Young sets up for 19, and that's going to go in the favor of the Cobras, tying us up once again, 20-20. Looks like we're going to have number 11, Kayla Brandon, going in for number 19, Haley Sperling. And we're going to have number 9, Haley Everett, go in for number 13, Ellie Schupbach. We're going to have Kayla Brandon serving for the Cobras. Here comes the serve over to number 6. It's going to be set up. Emily Clapp with the spike. It's going to be set up by Young for the Cobras. And over for number 9, Haley Everett with the spike. And that is going to be 20-21 with the Cobras taking over the lead. We're going to take another short timeout here, but join us back after the timeout ends. Welcome back, Triton Nation's hottest field house, where we have the Cobras playing against the Red Tails. Cobras in the lead by 1, 21-20 right now is the score. We're going to have number 11 for the Cobras, Kayla Brandon, serving in just a matter of moments here as we continue the second round here. Set up by Briscoe for the Tritons. That's going to be a hard serve by Emily Clapp. Scoring now back to tied. We're going to have 21-21. Emily now going to be serving for the Red Tails. Let's see if we can't get a lead back for the Red Tails. Over the net. Be set up by Young. We're going to have the spike from number 9, Haley Everett. Over to Driscoll, and the spike over by number 14, Kayla Carroll. We're going to have a short timeout once again. Join us back after the break. And welcome back to the action here at Hodges Fieldhouse, as we watch the Cobras and the Red Tails battle it out for the end of the round here. 22-21. It looks like the Red Tails are now in possession of the lead. Let's see what happens here. We have the serve here from Emily Clapp. Going to be set up by Driscoll. Over to number 10, Amber Rickert. Set up by Young for the Cobras. And just barely tipped over by number 16, Erika Richardson. Set up by Young again, and then spiked over by Jalen Sortor. Tied back up 22-22. And now substituting for Jaden, we have Kat Blass in here again. And we're going to have number 1, Josie Hess for the Cobras, serving for us very shortly here. Here we go. Here's the serve. Back over. Set up by Driscoll. Back over to Emily Clapp. Over the net to the Cobras. Set up by Young. Here comes number 9, Haley Everett. And that's going to be the new lead for the Cobras, 23-22. And we're going to be taking another short break here. Join us back after the timeout. And we are back to the action here at Hodges Fieldhouse here. Let's see who ultimately gets this round here, if it's the Cobras or the Red Tails. Cobras currently leading 23-22. Looks like a little confusion on the field here. We're going to go back to Josie Hess for the Cobras serving. As you can probably hear through the microphone, both teams really excited here, getting towards the very end of the round. Both teams want to get another one. Let's see here. Number 9, Everett, going to get the point for the Cobras. 24-22. This is game point, folks. This will be possibly a round win for the Cobras. Here we go. Here's the serve. It's up by Driscoll. And the spike over, or attempted by number 10. And that is Amber Rickert. Everett again with the spike for the Cobras. That is going to be the game point. Now resulting in a round win for both teams. So join us back here for the next round in just a few minutes. And welcome back to the action here, Triton Nation. We are at the beginning of this third round here. Red Tails and Cobras both have a round win under their belt. And it looks like we are now into the action here with the Cobras taking the lead once again. And we have Josie Hess with the serve. Here we go. Over to Driscoll. Set over to number 10, Amber Rickert. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras. 2-0 right now. Hess once again going to be serving. Comes serve right over to number 4, over to Driscoll and over to Emily Clapp. This is going to be blocked off and back over to Clapp once again, knocked over the net. Set up by Young. Going to be just tipped over by number 16 for the Cobras, Arika Richardson. 3-0 now for the score. Cobras making a mighty fine impression here as they just got done winning that last round. And they're already in a 3-0 lead. Over, set up by Driscoll, over to Emily Clapp, just barely tipped over by the Cobras there. I believe that was Richardson again. 4-0 now the score. And we got Hess serving for us once again. And it's just going to be saved by the Red Tails. Over to Emily Clapp, over the net to Richardson, set up by Young. Knocked over to Blast, over to Hoff, back over to Richardson for the Red Tails, over to Young for the Cobras. Richardson spikes it, just going to be saved. Over to, oh, that's just going to be a little short there. That's going to bring our score 4-0. Cobras lead. We're going to have Hess starting us off with the serve again. Or excuse me, we have a scoring error here. That's actually going to be the first point for the Red Tails. 4-1 is now the score. Cobras still lead. We're going to have Emily Clapp here be our server. Here we go. Set up by Young. Just barely. That's going to be a hell of a point for the Red Tails. 4-2 if you're just joining us. Cobras lead. Here comes another serve from Emily. A little bit of discussion from the higher-ups. Here we go. And we're going to be set up by Young just barely. That's going to be the third point for the Red Tails as they start climbing back here slowly but surely. Emily Clapp again with the serve. Here we go. Over the net it goes. Set up by Young. Knocked over by Richardson. Off. Ooh. Very close. But that is going to be the fifth point for the Cobras. 5-3. Isabella Klassen will be serving for the Cobras here now. Cobras are ready to get another round under their belt, so to say, after they lost the first round to the Red Tails, but then won the last one, and now they're leading in the third round here. So let's see what happens here. Spiked over by Everett, just out of bounds. 5-4 now the score. We have two substitutions here. It looks like 15-25 once again coming in. That is Kennedy Purdy and Caroline Aguilar. We're going to have Kennedy Purdy be our server right now for the Red Tails. Here we go. Over the net. And it's set up by Young here. And we're going to have Blast with a strong arm get another point for the Cobras. 6-4 now. It looks like Kayla Carroll is going to be, excuse me. Yeah, she came out. So, back to the action now. Number 9, Haley Everett, will be serving for the Cobras. Here comes the serve. Over the Clap. And set back over, just barely into play there. That was Amber Rickert. And that will be a 6-5 score now. Cobras still in the lead. Both teams very close in score now. That's what we like to see in a game like this. We like to see a lot of close competition. So we're going to have Allie Driscoll with the serve now for the Red Tails. Here we go. Set up by Young. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras with Kat Blass doing a major spike. She will be serving. Here we go. Here comes the serve. Set by Driscoll. Knocked over just barely by Emma Drake, but it will hit the net, and that will be another point for the Cobras. 8-5. Cobras lead. Kate Blass again with the serve coming up here in a matter of seconds. Here we go. Emily Clapp over to Driscoll, and then hit over the net by number 25, Carolina Aguilar. 2-point lead goes to the Cobras, but the Red Tails making an effort to come back. We have Amber Rickert going for the Red Tails for the next serve. Here we go. Over the net. Back over to Young. Will be spiked over by Haley Sperling. Over to Emily Clapp. Back over to the Cobras, set up by Young. Oh, just barely a point there again for the Red Tails. 8-7. With the Cobras lead, but the Red Tails are on the tail, so to say, of the Cobras. Looks like Amber Rickert again with the serve. Here we go. Set up by Young. There's going to be a spike again by number 19, Haley Sperling, bringing the score and the lead for the Cobras, 9-7. We're going to have a substitution here. It looks like number 16, Erica Richardson, going in for Isabella Klassen for the Cobras. And for our next server, we're going to have Sophie Young. Red Tails really getting into it, their sideline. Lots of team spirit going on here at Hodges Fieldhouse tonight. Over to Clapp, set up by Driscoll, and an attempted spike by number 25, Caroline Aguilar. Over to Sperling again. That will be another point for the Red Tails. 10-8 is the score. Up to serve next for the Hawkeye Red Tails, we have Bailey Hoff. Here we go. So it was set up by Young. It's going to be blocked off. A very impressive block from the Red Tails, bringing the score 10-9. Hoff again with the serve coming up. Over the net. Going to be set up by Young and tipped over by Jaden Sorton. Over to Hoff again. Spiked over by Clapp, and that will be another point for the Red Tails. 10-9 now the score. Red Tails serve. That will be out of bounds for the Cobras. Tied game now, 10-10. Top serve for the Red Tails, just short, hits the net. That will be 11-10 score now. Cobras back in the lead. Looks like we have Kayla Brandon going in for number 19, Haley Sperling. And Kayla will be serving for the Cobras. Here comes the serve, over. Set up by Driscoll, over. Hit by Kayla Carroll. Looks like Everett doing an effort to knock it back over. That will be the point for the Cobras. 12-10. Cobras lead. And it looks like once again we'll have Kayla Brandon with the serve. Here we go. Going to be set up by Emily Clapp, and then spiked over, tipped over by Emily Clapp, I should say. Hess with the setup there, knocked over by Richardson. Saved by Richardson once again. Set up by Young, and then knocked over by Everett. Set up Clapp with the spike, and that's going to be the point for the Red Tails. 12-11. Cobras lead, but the Red Tails are making a comeback. It looks like now we're going to have Naomi Hovinga for the Red Tails serve. Here we go. Over the net. And that's going to be the tie-up point again, 12-12. Naomi serve once again. Over for Hess. Set up by Young. Richardson gets the point, gets the lead back for the Cobras, 13-12. Josie Hess for the serve coming up for the Cobras. Here we go. Bounced up by Hoff over to Driscoll. Hit by Emily Clasp. Over to Richardson. Richardson over to Hoff again. Driscoll try to block it off there, but that will be another point for the Cobras. 14-12. Cobras officially have the lead back. Hess back up to serve. Over to Hoff. Set up by Driscoll. Knocked over by number 14, Kayla Carroll. Lead back over to Emily Class. Set over by Driscoll. And it seems we have a little bit of confusion on the floor here. Not really sure what happened here. But as the score says right now, 14-13. That is all subject to change. Perhaps there was a wrong call made. We'll have to see. But as of right now, fans, it looks like, we have a good turnout here with friends, families, teammates. We like to see that here. We like to have as many people as we can into these sporting events. So thank you for coming along if you are in person here. If you're watching the live stream right now on Triton Nation, I would like to say thank you for watching as well. I'm your host, Link Clay, and I will be keeping you company here for the rest of the game here. So back to the action. It looks like the score is actually corrected to 14-12 with the Cobras still in the lead. We're going to go over to Josie Hess with the serve. Set up by Driscoll. It's going to be over to Hoff. Driscoll once again. Emily Clapp with the tip over. And that's going to be another point for the Red Tails. Bring the score 14-13. Hodges Fieldhouse. Emily Clapp here with the next serve. And here we go. Set up by Young. Knocked over by Cat. So over to Driscoll. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras. 15-13. Cobras lead by 2. We're going to have a substitution. Number 18, Isabella Classic, coming in for number 16, Arika Richardson. And Isabella will be serving for the Cobras here. Driscoll serving up. And that will be another point for the Cobras. 16-13. Cobra sideline looking really excited here. There's a change of pace from the first round. Really a lot of improvements being shown here, whether it's communication, teamwork, however you want to say it, they're looking stronger than ever. Here we go. Next serve here. Over, set up by Driscoll. Head over by Emily Clapp. And that's going to be another point for the Red Tails. Bring the score, 16-14. Substitution for 14, Kayla Carroll with Kennedy Purdy now serving. Over to Hess. Knock. Set up. Ooh, Cat with the attempt block there. That's going to be another point for the Red Tails. 16-15, a very close game. Tension is high right now, folks, but it's in a good way. Especially when both teams are close like this. You don't know what's going to happen until it finally happens. Here's the set. Over to Hess. Set up by Young. Knocked over by Everett. That's going to be out of bounds, it looks like. But they will actually call it for the Cobras. 17-15 is your score. We have some substitutions here for both teams as we keep chugging away in this third round of women's volleyball. Number 13, Ellie Schabach, is serving now over to Emily Clapp. Going to be set over to, and that's going to be Kat Blast again with the power arm there, bringing the Cobra score 18-15. What a play. What a play. Ellie Schabach going to be serving once again for the Cobras. And it looks like we're going to have a short timeout here, folks. But join us back. You don't want to miss this. We have a good game going here. So join us back after this short break. Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse as we're in the middle of a very intense game here with the Cobras and the Red Tails. All right, back to the action. Driscoll going to be knocked over. It looks like that's going to be another point for the Red Tails, bringing them the score. 18-16, Cobras still leading. But anything is possible. Let's see what happens here. We're going to have number 6, it looks like, and that'll be Driscoll with the serve. 18-17 now with the score. Red Tails doing their best to come back here. Let's see what happens. Ooh, and a nice save from Clapp there. Over to Driscoll. Knocked over to number 28, Ayla Daly. That's going to be another point for the Cobras. Ultimately, 19-17 for the score. We're going to have James Sortor back in for the Cobras. We're going to have Kat Blast serving. And here we go. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras, bringing them into the 20-point. 20-17. We got a good lead going on by the Cobras here. Let's see what happens there. Kat back with the serve, just a little bit out of bounds. 20-18 now the score. Point goes for the Red Tails. We're going to welcome back Josie Hess back to the team. And we're going to have Amber Rickert serving for the Red Tails. Here we go. Doing a good job to try to keep it over to both sides there, but that will be out of bounds. And the point will go to the Cobras, 21-18. Richardson coming back in for Isabella Klassen for the Cobras. And we're going to have number 8, Sophie Young, serving. All comes down to this, folks. Let's see what happens. Driscoll over to Clapp. Set over to Young. Richardson going to tip it over, and that's going to be the point. 22-18. Cobras lead. We're going to have a quick little wipe down there on the floor, just so all of our players stay safe here. But our server is still Sophie Young for the Cobras. Let's see what happens here. Very close game going on. Here goes the serve over to Hoff, over to Driscoll, over to Clapp, and that will be out of bounds, bringing the score 23-18. Cobras down to 2 points left that they need, and they're going to call it theirs. Let's see what happens here. We're going to have a whistle call here. Another timeout. Tensions are high right now. We're going to have a little talk with both teams, see what we can do to improve or keep going. So join us back here, would you, for the rest of the round here in a short second. And welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse for the end of the third round here. Cobras 23, Red Tails 18. Let's see how this round ends here. It's been a dogfight, folks, so a good game regardless, but let's see who actually ends up walking away with the win here. Number 8, Sophie Young, serving for the Cobras. More and more fans are pouring in here to the gymnasium, all to see who will walk away with the final. That'll be a point for the Red Tails there, bringing the score 23-19. We're going to have Bailey Hoff with the serve here. Over to Young. That's going to be just tipped over there, back over to the hands of Clapp. There we go. And that's going to be a point for the Red Tails, bringing them to 20. 23-20. Still Cobras in the lead. Hoff again with the serve. Here we go. Over the net. It's over to Young. It's going to be over to Richardson, and that's going to go for their 24th point. They are at game point, folks. 24-20. We're going to have some substitution here. It looks like number 9, Haley Everett, will be coming in, and so will Kayla Brandon, as Brandon will be serving for the Cobras. This could be it, folks. Let's see what happens here, as we are still in game point. Over to Driscoll. Over to Clapp. There we go. Back over to Driscoll once again. Over to Clapp. Going to be blocked off by the Cobras again. Driscoll. Over to number 13, Sydney Magnuson. And that's going to be out of bounds. And that will go for the point for the Red Tails. 24-21. It is close, folks. Let's see what happens. We're going to have Naomi Havinga for the Red Tails. Serving. Here we go. Over to that we go. Going to be sent over to Driscoll. Over to Clapp. Here we go. That's going to be out of bounds. That's going to end the game here. 25-21. What an amazing comeback for the Cobras. Just a very, very good team here. Both teams very, very highly skilled. Very close game, so we'll be right back after this little intermission here. But as again, if you're just joining, the Cobras walk away with this one, 25-21 at Hodges Fieldhouse. Welcome back, fans, to Hodges Fieldhouse, where we've been watching some pretty intense volleyball here as we've watched the Red Tails and the Cobras battle it out for the final. And it looks like we have 2 rounds, 1 for the Cobras and 1 for the Red Tails. I probably should have specified that or clarified that earlier, but we have one more round potentially here. It's the first 1 to 3 here, so let's see who could get 3 rounds won for the final. More and more people are crowding in here, as I said earlier. It looks like fans, family, teammates. And that first point is going to go to the Cobras. And we're going to have number 11, Kayla Brandon, with the first serve coming up here. Here we go. Over to Hoff. That's going to be saved by number 6, Driscoll. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras, 2-0. Coming in with a strong lead once again, the Parkland Cobras. It looks like we're going to have Kayla Brandon once again with the serve. Here we go. Over than that we go. Over to Driscoll. That's going to go over to Rickert. Over to Young. Over to Richardson. Oh, and just knocked out of play there. And will result in the third point for the Cobras. 0-3. Brandon once again with the serve. Here we go. Over to Hoff. Over to Clapp. Hard spike. That's going to go into play there. That's going to bring the Red Tails their first point. 3-1 now. Emily Clapp here is going to be serving us in for the next serve here. Here we go. Back over to Hess. Set up by Young. Knocked over there by Jen Sorton. Knocked. Ooh, kept into play. Here we go. Nice. Here we go. And that's going to go for the point for Haley Everett. Or excuse me, that will go in the favor of the Red Tails. 3-2 is the score. We have Emily Clapp again going for the serve. Can we tie it up here? Let's see what happens. Over to Hess. Set up by Young. Going to be spiked over by Richardson and ultimately out of bounds. And that will go to the Cobras. 4-2 for the score. Josie Hess will be serving for the Cobras. The energy in here is unreal. Let's see. We'll go over the Clap. That's going to be out of bounds, going for the 5th score for the Cobras. 5-2 is the score. Cobras in the lead. Back over to Hess for the serve. Here comes the serve. Over the net, back over to Driscoll. Set up. Will be spiked over, but ultimately knocked back in. That was Kayla Carroll with the attempted spike there, but it got blocked off. 6-2 now the score. Cobras leading. If you're just joining us, Cobras are in the lead in rounds, winning 2 against the 1 for the Red Tails. It's the first 1 to 3, folks. Let's see who can do it. Hess with the serve over to Driscoll. Back over to number 10, over to Hoff. Knocked it, tipped over by Emily Clapp, but saved over by Everett. Going to be into the play by Driscoll. And will be saved again by the Red Tails. What an incredible little volley there. That will be ruled for the Cobras as their 7th point. Hess going back over to serve once again. The fans really getting into it, as I keep saying here. But it is true. Just a little short of the net there from Hess's serve. That's going to go down as the 3rd point for the Red Tails. There we have a substitution. It's going to be Kennedy Purdy coming in for number 14, Kayla Carroll. And Kennedy will be serving for the Red Tails. Here we go. Served over, set up by Young, over to Richardson. Another very good spike over there. That'll be their 8th point. A 5-point lead for the Cobras. And it looks like number 18, Isabella Klassen, will be going in for Richardson. And Isabella will be serving for the Cobras. And that's going to be out of bounds for the Cobras. 9th point. Number 18, Isabella Klassen with the serve. Here we go. Knocked over to Driscoll. Over to 10. Amber Rickett. Oh, and another point. Just barely out of reach there for the Red Tails. Cobras already in double digits while the Red Tails and at 3. 10-3 is the score now, is what I'm trying to say. And we're going to have a timeout break here. We'll be right back after this short intermission. And welcome back, Triton Nation, to Hodges Fieldhouse, as we're still in the middle of a dogfight right now between the Park Glen Cobras and the Hawkeye Red Tails. Red Tails down by 7 right now as the Cobras are in the lead. Let's see what happens here. We got Isabel Klassen out of bounds there. That will bring the score 10-4. A little bit too much force on that one. And coming in for number 1, we have number 13 for the Red Tails, Signe Magnuson. And Driscoll with the serve for the Red Tails, set up by Young, knocked over by Everett, just barely kept in play. That was going to go over to Hoff. A little bit of a bump over, set up by Young, going to be tipped over by Cat. Very close, that's going to go into the point of the Cobras. 11-4 is the score. And coming in for Kayla Brandon for the Cobras, we have number 19, Haley Sperling. And we'll also have Sophie Young, we'll have Haley Everett serving for the Cobras. Over to Hoff, over to Driscoll. And that will be into the point of Amber Rickett for the Red Tails. 11-5. Amber will be serving for the Red Tails right now. Set over to Young. Knocked over by Cat. Over to Driscoll. Over to Emily Clapp. Saved. Over to the Young. And knocked. Ooh, and a nice save from the Red Tails. Back into action over to Emily Clapp. It's going to be back and forth here, folks. Over to Driscoll. Back over and out of bounds on the part of Amber Rickert. And that will be 12-5 now for the score. And now we're going to have Cat Blass be serving for the Cobras. Let's see what we can do here. Over and just out of bounds. So that'll bring the score now 12-6. Cobras still in the lead, folks. If you're just joining us, 12-6 is the score at Hodges Fieldhouse at Iowa Central here. Hoff with the serve. Be set up by Young. Over to Jaden. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras, bringing them 13. Looks like we're going to have Arika Richardson coming back in as a substitute here, and we're going to have Sophie Young with the serve for the Cobras. Let's see. Knocked over to Driscoll. Tipped over by number 14, Kayla Carroll. Over to Richardson. Ooh, a nice save there by Emily Clapp there. Be set up by Young. Knocked over by Jaden. That's going to be another point for your Cobras. 14-6. Back over to Sophie Young for the next serve. Here we go. Bounce over to Driscoll. Emily Clapp with the spike. Over to Hess. Set up by Young. Knocked over by Everett. Off the ceiling there, and that's going to be the point for the Cobras. 15-6. A little bit of confusion there on the score, but it will stand. Over to Driscoll. Over to Emily Clapp. And it's going to be, just inbounds there for the Cobras. 16-6. And we're going to take a short timeout here. Join us back here as this dogfight keeps going on here at Hodges Fieldhouse. And welcome back, Triton Nation, to Hodges Fieldhouse. Tonight we got a good one. We got the Red Tails going against the Cobras, 16-6. Cobras lead. Here we go, back into the action. Sophie Young with the next serve. Here we go. Over to net. Over to Driscoll. Saved by number 14, Carol Carroll. Over to Young. Over to Richardson. Richardson over to Hawk, and that's going to be another point for the Cobras. 17-6 if you're just joining us here. Cobras lead. We're going to have a substitution here. Number 16, Clarice Lynch, going in for number 14, Kayla Carroll. We're back to Sophie Young with the serve for the Cobras. Over to, that's just going to be a little bit close there. That's going to go for the Red Tails, bring the score 17-7. And we now have Naomi Havinga going in for Sydney Magnuson. And she will be serving for the Red Tails. Over the net we go. And that's going to be another very easy point, just out of the arm reach of the Cobras, 17-8. Let's see if we can't do that one again. Here we go. Here's the serve. This time it is in play. Over to Driscoll. Back over to number 10, Amber Rickert. But that's just a little too far out there. That's going to be back for the Cobras. Their 18th point here. We are getting close, folks. Let's see how this plays out. We have number 11, Kayla Brandon, for the serve. Here we go. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras. Braden again going to be serving. Here comes the serve over the net. It's over, saved by Driscoll. Over to Clapp. That's just going to be tipped over there. Saved by Hess. Over to Everett. Over to Hoff. It's going to be over to Driscoll. Just barely saved there by Driscoll. Over to Emily Clapp. Here we go. Saved by Young. Over to Richardson. Richardson, nice. And that's going to be, oh man. Set up by Young. Over to Richardson. And it's going to be just knocked out of bounds there. Getting the Cobras their 20th point, 20-8. At Hodgesville has. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the largest lead we have from any team tonight. 12 points for the Cobras. Here comes the serve. Over to Hoff. Set up by Driscoll. Knocked over the net by number 16, Claris Lynch. And that will be in the favor of the Red Tails. 20-9 now. They're going to have Emily Clapp be the server for the Red Tails. Here comes the serve. Over the net we go. Over to Hess. Set up by Young. And then knocked over to Jaden Sorton. And that's going to go into the favor of the Cobras for 21-9. We are in the final stretch here, folks. It is now or never. Over to Josie Hess for our serve. Let's see. Over the net we go. Over to Hoff. Over to Driscoll. That will be a nice spike from Amber Rickert, bringing them to double digits. And that is 21-10 now for the score. Substitution coming in for number 16, Claris Lynch. We have Kennedy Purdy, and she will be serving for the Red Tails. Over to Hess. Over to Young. It's going to be spiked by Everett, I believe that was who that was. Over to Emily Clapp. Over the net. Here we go. Set up by Young. And then once again, Kate Blass getting the point for the Cobras. 22-10. And coming in for number 16, we have Isabel Klassen once again. And we now have number 18, Isabel Klassen, with the serve coming up here for the Cobras. And that's going to be ruled out of bounds, bringing the score 22-11. And now Allie Driscoll is going to be doing the serve. Here we go. Over the net we go. Over to Hess. Set up by Young. Back over to Everett. Oh, and that was close. Over to Driscoll. Over to Rickert. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras. 23-11. We are 2 points away here, folks. Let's see what we can do. Substituting in for 11, we have number 19, Haley Sperling. Substituting for number 9, Haley Everett, we have number 13, Ellie Stupunch. And she will be serving for the Cobras here. Let's see what we can do. We have a little bit of a wipe down for the Red Tails, but we will be returning to the action here in a matter of seconds. It is close, folks. Here we go. Here's the serve. Over to Clapp. Here we go. Over to Driscoll. Over to Hoff. Oh, and that's just going to be close there. That will bring the the Red Tails up to 12. I'm even getting excited, folks. Can't even talk. Here we go. If you're just joining, 23-12 is the score. Cobras leading. Set up by Hawk. Over to that's going to be another point, bringing us to game point. This could be it, folks. 24-12. And coming in for Cat, we have number 6, Kenzie DeFoss. See what we can do. Here comes the serve. Oh, and a nice save by Emily Clapp there. But that is ultimately going to be the end of the game here. 25-12. Cobras win. And man, oh man, was that a fun game to watch. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did watching. Ooh, man. All right. Join us back here for the next game, and we will be right back. everyone. Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse, folks. Tonight we have the Iowa Central Tritons going against the Parkland Cobras. And boy, oh boy, are the fans going wild tonight, and that's what we like to see here. Of course, the Cobras just coming off a big win there against our last opponent there, the Hawkeye Red Tails. And we're just going to get into it right now. So right now we have for the Iowa Central Tritons, Jory Hajek going to be serving for our Tritons. Here we go, folks. This is the game. We're going to go right into the action here. Over to the Tritons. Set up for over the net. There you go. Or hit up to Young. And it's going to be the first point for the Cobras. And it's spiked up by... I think the fans say it best. That was Angel there with the spike, getting our first point for the Tritons. Here we go. We are tied up here over to the Cobra side. Spiked over, blocked out by the Tritons. Up in the air. There we go. And that's going to be the second point for the Cobras. It looks like our next server is going to be number 8, Sophie Young, for the Cobras. 2-1's the score. Up in the air we go. That's going to be just off the net, though. That's going to be the third point for the Cobras. It's always good to have fans up here in the audience with us. You can hear them cheering loud. I hope you're cheering loud at home. Here we go, over to the Triton side now. Spiked over, that's going to be another point for the Cobras, bringing the score 4-1. I think the Tritons are just warming up here, folks. The best is yet to come, as they say. And there goes the out-of-bounds serve from Sophie Young for the Cobras. 4-2 is the score now. And now serving for the Tritons, we have Alicia Johnson. Here we go, over the net we go. Over to Young. Set over to that's going to be. And folks, that's going to bring us to another Triton score. 4-3 is our score at the moment. We're making a comeback here. Here we go. Johnson again with the hit over. Here we go. Set up by Young. And then over the net. Over back to Young here. Going to be spiked over by Joy Hajek. We are tied. We are tied up here now, folks. 4-4 is the score. And back over to Alicia Johnson for the serve. Over to Young. Over to Cat. And it's going to be saved. It's going to be the Tritons taking the lead as we move along here. 5-4. And here we go. We got Alicia Johnson over again. Going to be hit over to Young. Back up in the air, hit off to number 13 for the Cobras. Back over, and it's just going to be another point. Score back up to a tie, 5-5. We have some substitutions coming in for number 19. We have number 11, Kayla Brandon. As we are going to keep trucking along here, folks, we have number 11, Kayla Brandon for the server for the Cobras. Here we go. That's going to be up. And over to 11, that's going to be a little out of bounds. That's unfortunately going to be... Hold on a minute, folks. Never mind. Dismiss that call there. Tritons now back in the lead, 6-5. Here we go. And now we have number 11, Caitlin Steffes. For the serve, over the net we go. Hit up to Young. It's going to be bounced up over to number 16 for the Cobras. Over to 12 for the Triton, over to 20. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras, bringing our score 6-6. And here we go. We have Kat Blass with the serve for the Cobras over to number 18. And that is Brooke Dobson. It's going to be spiked over from the Cobra side over to the Tritons. Hit up to the spike. That's going to be just close. Still in the play. But it's going to be over for the Cobras. 6-7 now the score. It is a close game here, and you can tell that there are Tritons up here in the stands tonight, folks. We got fans from all over. That's going to be another point for the Cobras. 6 with the score 8 for the Cobras. Over to Kat once again for the serve. Over to 20. Alicia Johnson for the spike. That's another point there. And fans do go crazy when their Tritons score. That is a good show of a fan base here. And oh, who is this coming out here? We have Angel Barlock. One of the best players out here. We have a very great team in general, but it's always good to see Angel Barlock out here sporting the number 3. Back to the action here. We are on the Triton side. Knocked over to the other side of the field. It's going to be close. Hit up to Angel. Oh, there's another one. We're now tied up. 8-8. I'll tell you what, folks. It don't get more entertaining than this, being here at Hodges Fieldhouse with a bunch of Tritons in the stands. Last year we didn't have this kind of luxury. This year it's always nice because we miss this kind of things. 9-8 the score. That goes to the Cobras, excuse me. And we have a substitution. We have Isabella Classic coming in for Erika Richardson for the Cobras. Tritons look poised and ready as we have the next serve coming in from Isabella. Over to the net we go. And spiked over by number 18. We have Brooke Dobson for another Triton score. 9-9. We are tied up here, folks. Who's going to be the first to get 10? Well, let's take a look here. We have, it looks like number 8, Bailey Dugan. And it's ultimately going to be the Cobras to get 10 here. And it looks like we're going to have number 9, Haley Everett, serving for the Cobras. It's going to be hit up to number 12. Excuse me. We're going all the way back now. That's going to be head out of bounds, bringing the score for the Tritons up to 10. 11-10 is the score now. As we keep moving along, number 21, we have Jory Hashik going to be knocking us back into gear here with this serve. It's going to be hit up to Young. Tipped over to number 12 for the Tritons over to and Angel Bylark with the score. That away. 11-10 is the score now. And we are back over to Jory Hashik. Here we go. Here's the serve. That's going to be, that's the first official lead we have here at Hodges Fieldhouse for the Tritons. 12-10 is the score. I tell you what, It might be a little bit of a controversial subject, but I think we have the best fans here for Iowa Central. Here comes the serve from the Tritons. Over the net. Set up by Young. And that's going to be another point ultimately for the Cobras, bringing our score. Or excuse me, that's going to be, yes, another score for the Cobras. 12-11 is still the score. Triton still in the lead. Sure, we got some Cobra fans here too, but it sounds like we might be outnumbered. There we go. 13-11 now, the score for the Tritons. We have two substitutes, it looks like. Number 16 and number 13, we have Haley Atheri and Bria Sandifer. And knocking us back into action, we have Baylin Johnson. Here we go. Triton, let's see how we do it here. Over to the net we go. Set up by Johnson. And that's going to be another score for your Iowa Central Tritons. 14-11 now. I tell you what, that's going to be our first timeout here. Please join us back here after the short intermission. And welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse, home of the Tritons, who now have the lead, 14-11. And folks, if you can't tell, we have some fans in the audience tonight, and they are going absolutely crazy. So let's cheer them on. If you're not here, cheer on from home. It's going to be a good game. Serving for the Tritons right now, we have Baylin Johnson, sporting the number 12. Here we go. Over the net. And there's our next point. 15-11 for our Iowa Central Tritons. Back over to Johnson again for the next serve. Here we go. Over to net. That's going to be on the side for the Cobras, bringing their score up to 12 now. Triton still leading with a 3-point lead. We got a substitute, looks like Erika Richardson back in to the Cobras. Head back over. We're over to number 20. Ultimately, once again, we have another score for your Tritons. 16-12 at Hodges Fieldhouse, Iowa Central. Man, oh man, it is always fun to be a part of this broadcasting here. Alicia Johnson up for the next serve. Here we go. Over the net we go. Over to Hess. And that's going to go into the favor of the Cobras, bringing them to 13. Here we go. We're going to have number 11, Kayla Brandon, it looks like, going to be serving for the Cobras. Let's see what happens next. Over to that we go. Over to number 20. Over to number 11. Tipped over there. It's going to be close. Just tipped over. It is saved by the Tritons. Over to number 21. Over to 11. And that's going to be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 17-13. Another impressive lead by your Tritons. Number 11 now, Caitlin Steffes. Going to be serving. Over to Hess. Knocked back over by Young. Back over to the Tritons. And that's going to be another point for the Tritons. 18-13 for the score. Steffes back up to serve once again for your Iowa Central Tritons. Hit up by Young. Over by Kate. Oh, nope, Richardson. And that's going to be another point for the Cobras. 18-14 on the scoreboard. We still have the Tritons in the lead by 4. I'm telling you what, it is all the fan spirit that's helping them out here tonight. It's either that or skill. Probably both. Let's see here. Back to the action. Over to 12. Back on the other side of the Cobras. There's going to be a spike. Saved by the Tritons. Over set up, and there's a spike. That is good for the Iowa Central Tritons. 19-14 for the Tritons. And now throwing in for the Tritons, we have number 16, Bria Sandifer. Here we go. Right over the net. Set up by Young. Going to be knocked over by Everett. And it's going to be saved in by the Tritons. Knocked over there. Oh, it's going to be close. Here we go. There's the Tritons. There's a spike. Ultimately, that's going to be kept into play. There we go. There's not a dull moment here, folks. Angel Sky. What the freaking. Here we go. It's going to be tipped over. It was ultimately going to be in favor for the Cobras. 19-16 for the score at the moment. We still have a lot of lead here from our Tritons. It's not over yet, folks. Let's keep the fan spirit going. Here we go. Cobra serve. Knocked over to 18. Brooke Dibson. Over to the net. Set up by Young. Knocked over by Everett. Saved by the Tritons. Ooh. And Angel there with another score for your Iowa Central Tritons. Score now 20-15. A major lead from the Tritons, and now we have number 8 serving for the Tritons. We have Bailey Dugan. Here we go. Over the net we go. Set up by Young. And knocked over by Jaden. Blocked off by a Triton. Still in play. That will go over to the Cobras, unfortunately. 20-16 now the score. Tritons lead. Looks like we have some substitutions coming in for the Cobras. We have number 19, that looks like Haley Sperling, coming in for Kayla Brandon. And ultimately now we have Ellie Schupbach going to be serving. Over the net we go. Going to be saved by number 12, Bailyn Johnson. Over the net, set up by Young. Going to be spiked over. That will be saved into, oh, just barely saved by the grace of whoever is watching right there. That brings the Cobra score up to 17. 20-17 is the score now. If you're just joining us here at Hodges Fieldhouse, we got a packed house tonight, folks. It is going to be a fun time. Ew! With Angel doing her best to help out there as much as she can. That will be out of bounds, and that will be saved by the Tritons. 21-17 for your Tritons lead. And now we are going to be thrown back into action here by Jory Hashik. And here we go, back into the action. Set up by Young. Knocked back into play by number 19 for the Cobras. Back over to the Triton side. Tipped over, just barely. Over to Angel. Knocked back to the Cobras. It might be out of bounds here. It's going to be close. And it will be called for your Iowa Central Tritons. And that will be good. 22-17 in this fourth round here. We're in the home stretch now, folks. Let's see what can happen. Going to be set up for the Cobras, and that will be a very nice shot for the Cobras, bringing the score up to 18. Give credit where credit is due. That was a very nice spike. I believe that was number 18, Isabella Klassen. Josie Hess now for the serve for the Cobras. Here we go. Angel Badlark down there doing a little bit of a groove, getting in the mood for things. Here we go. Oh, and a nice spike from our Tritons. It does get saved, though, by the Cobras. Here we go. Here's the setup. Oh, my goodness. Set up by Young. Oh, and that will be in the hands there for the Cobras, bringing their score up to 19. 20-19 the score. Wiping down the ball a little bit there, just making sure that nothing is out of place. We're now getting thrown back in. Josie Hess now throwing back in for the Cobras. Let's get back into the action here. Over the net we go. Set up by number 20, Alicia Johnson. That'll be another point for your Tritons. 22-20 is the score now. Our next server for the Tritons is going to be Bailey Johnson. Sideline going absolutely nuts right now. Here, set up by the. Oh, it's going to be saved by the Tritons. Here comes a spike. Ooh, very nice save there by the Cobras. Spike back over. Ultimately, no good, blocked off by the Tritons. Here we go. Up in the air, set up by number 20. Spiked out of bounds, and unfortunately brings their score for the Cobras to 20. 23-20 is the score. Tritons within 2 points of getting this first round down. But the Cobras are making a comeback. Very good team here. Let's see what happens. Over the net we go. Back into the action. Set up by number 20, Alicia Johnson. Spiked by Caitlin Steffes. Saved by Hess. That's going to be spiked over. Hits the net. 24 now for your Iowa Central score. We are game point. Do we have what it takes? I sure think so. Let's see what happens, though. Anything is possible in the game of volleyball. Alicia Johnson going to be serving us off here for your Tritons. Over to net. Set up by Young. Going to be hit by number 19, Haley Sperling. That's just barely saved there. That's going to bring the Cobra score to 21. It looks like we're going to have Kayla Brandon going again for the serve for the Cobras. Here we go. Hit up by number 20. And then spiked, or attempted to be knocked over. That's going to be another point for the Cobras. Just a little off there. Maybe communication wasn't too tight. That's going to be 22-24. We're going to take a short timeout here, but be back here after this break as we continue to watch this exciting game against the Iowa Central Tritons and the Parkland Cobras. And welcome back, Triton Nation. If you're just joining us now, your Tritons are 24 points to 22. As we get down to game point here, we'll see what happens. Looks like number 11 will be throwing in. Here we go. Back into the game plan. Set up by 20. Spiked by number 11 there. That is Caitlin Steffes. Back over to the Cobra side, back over to 20. Hit over to 12. Just tossed over the net there. Cobra's going to attempt a spike there. That was Richardson. 23 now for for the Cobras. 1 point difference here. It's going to be close. We're going to take another short timeout here. Hang in there, folks. Let's see what happens. Welcome back, fans, family, and friends, to another extraordinary game of Triton women volleyball here at Hodges Fieldhouse. It all comes down to this, folks. This could be the first round we win. And there we go. Set up by number 20. Here comes the spike. It's going to be close. Ooh. There we go. That's going to do it for this first round right here. Round one goes to the Tritons. Round one goes to the Tritons. And here we go. We got fans up on their feet. It's amazing what we have going on here. Very good. We'll be right back at the start of the second round of this game. Stick around. And welcome back, Triton fans, Triton Nation, wherever you may come from, to Hodges Fieldhouse here on Iowa Central's campus. Triton's already won a round under the belt there. We got two more to go here. It looks like we still got a bunch of fans coming in here, and got some people coming in, some people filing out, making room. It's always good to see a lot of fans in the gymnasium here tonight. So let's have some fun here as we get ready for this next round here. Looks like we got number 12, Valen Johnson, out there with number 21, Jory Hajek, number 13, Haley Atherny. We have 11, Caitlin Steffes, and then 20, Alicia Johnson, and number 8, we have Shutback as the server for the Cobras in this next round here. Here we go. Let's get stuff underway. A little short there. A nice slide attempt there from Jory Hajek for the Tritons, but that's ultimately going to go down as the first point for the Cobras. There we go. We got number 13 again. Ellie with the next. And the same thing kind of there again, going for a second point. It's okay. It's the beginning of the round here. We can get stuff figured out. Let's just see what happens here. So once again, we have Ellie for the server for the Cobras. And here comes the serve. Over the net. This time saved up, knocked up into the air. Here we go, over to the Cobra side. Set up by Johnson. Over to Richardson. Over and kept into play there. It's good. Over. And it was ultimately spiked by the Cobras, going for their third point. 3-0 lead right now for the Cobras. Hopefully the Tritons can come back here, shake off the dust a little bit, and pull off another round like we did last time. So let's see. Here comes the serve. Pop it up into the air. Set up by Young. Going over to Everett. Over to number 12. Angel Baylark with another nice spike there. Very good. We're now on the board, folks. 3-1 is the score if you're just joining us here at Hodges Fieldhouse. We have number 12, Balin Johnson here with the serve. Here we go. Over the net we go. Over to Hess. Over to Jim. Over you. 4-1 is the score. Josie Hesh now for the next serve. Here comes the serve. Over the net. Hit up to number 20, Alicia Johnson. Over to Young. Over to Everett. Saved by Balin Johnson. Over to 11, Caitlin Steffes. Over to Hess. Over to Everett again. Over to Johnson. And over back. And that is another score for your Tritons. 4-2 now. And now we have number 20, Alicia Johnson, going to be serving in for your Tritons. And just a little short there, that's going to be ultimately another point for the Cobras. 5-2 is the score. As number 18, Isabella Clayson, who just got substituted in, will be serving for the Cobras. Here we go. Over the net. Set up by Johnson. An attempted spike by number 18 there. It was a good effort. Brooke Dibson. Clayson again will be serving. 6-2 is the score. Cobras lead. Here we go. Set up by Johnson. And once again, another attempt spike there. That is going to be good for your Iowa Central Tritons. 6-3. We're halfway there, folks, from tying up the game. And now we have Caitlin Steffes going for the serve. Here we go. That's ultimately maybe, oh, it is kept in play. Over to Johnson. Spiked over by the Tritons. Still in play. That'll be a little short. That will go for another point for your Iowa Central Tritons, bringing us up to 4. Caitlin Steffes again for the serve over to Hess. There's going to be another spike by number 18, Brooke Dubson. Very good work there. We're making a comeback, folks. We are 1 away from being tied up in this game. Again, Steffes over with the serve. Over to Young. Going to be hit over by Everett. Kept into play. It looks like that's going to be in favor of the Tritons. We are scored up here. Steffes again going for the serve. Up by Young. Over to Cat. And that will be knocked out of bounds once again. Another point and lead take back for the Cobras. Substituting number 9, Haley Everett, we have Kayla Brandon back in, and she will be serving for the Cobras here very shortly. Here comes the serve. Over the net we go. Over to 21 for Joni Hajic. Spiked over by number 18, Brooke Dubson. We are tied up again, 7-7 here. We have Angel Ballard, and it looks like number 16, Bria Sandifer, back into the game. Bria will be serving for your Tritons. And here we go. Here comes the serve. Over the net. Ooh, just a little bit tough there. It's going to be spiked over by the Cobras. Knocked back over. Ultimately spiked. And it will be another point for the Cobras. 8-7 is your score now. We have number 18, it looks like, number 10, Kate Blassie. There's another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 8-8. tied up. We have a substitution for Iowa Central. We have Bailey Dugan coming in for number 18, Brooke Dubson. And here we go with the serve. Up in the air, set up by Young. Will be knocked over by Jaden. Attempted by Johnson there to be saved. Spiked over by the Tritons. A nice save by the Cobras. And moved over back to the Triton side. Set up for Angel. And it will be good. Tritons now in the lead now, 9-8. A very nice arm there on Angel. And we'll have Bailey Dugan again for the serve for the Iowa Central Tritons. Will be moved back over. That'll be close. Nice save there. It will be in favor of the Cobras, though. Tied back up with 9. Coming in for Isabella Klassen, we have Erika Richardson once again. And now serving, we have Sophie Young for Cobras. And that is another spike from number 13, Ellie Sutback, for the Tritons, bringing their score 10-9. Sophie Young again going to be throwing in the serve for the Cobras. Here we go, up in the air. Set up by Johnson, and is attempted to be a spike by Angel Bylark there, but just a little off. So now we have 11-9 for the score. And we have Sophie Young throwing in again for the Park Lane Cobras. Here we go. Back into the action. That's going to be rolled in as another point for the Cobras. It was very close, but they are going to call it in favor of the Cobras. 12-9 now for your Cobras. Sophie Young again with the serve. Over to the Tritons. Knocked up by... Young saved it. It's going to be saved by Johnson. Up in the air, 21. We have Joni Hajek with the smack there. That'll just be a little short, folks. And we are now into the double digits. 12-10 now. Cobra's still in the lead, but the Tritons making a steady comeback. Let's see how it happens here. 21, Jory Hajek with the ball. Served in by... It's going to be another point for the Cobras. 13-10 now. Cobras with the serve coming up. Here we go. Up to Johnson. Spiked over by Hajek once again. Bringing our score up to 11. We have two substitutions. We have number 16 and 13. 16, Bria Sandifer and Haley Althari. And now, to serve us back up, we have Balin Johnson. Over the net we go. Back over to Hess. Set up by Young. Attempted spike there by James Horton. Up in the air from Young again, over to Hess. Back over to Richardson. Back over to Johnson for the Tritons. Johnson again. And it's going to be another point scored for the Iowa Central Tritons. We are 1 point away, folks, from tying this all up, 13-12. We're going to take another quick timeout break here, but join us back as we watch the Tritons go against the Cobras at Hodges Fieldhouse. And welcome back, Triton fans, to Hodges Fieldhouse, as we're watching another very good volleyball game with our Tritons going against the Parkland Cobras. It is currently 1 point difference right now with the Cobras in the lead. We have number 12 at the moment, Balin Johnson, going to be serving us up for right now. Over to the, it's going to be tipped over, attempted save by Johnson. Tipped over, saved by Johnson again, going to be for the spike by number 11. Going to be caught by the Cobras, over to Richardson. Over to Johnson, it looks like again, going to be spiked. Oh, it's going to be very close. And it will be in favor of the Tritons once again. We are currently tied here, folks, 13 and 13. Balin Johnson once again for the serve. Serve to Johnson, knocked over by Everett, but it's going to be short, and it's ultimately going to be the lead now for your Iowa Central Tritons. Balin Johnson once again going for the serve. We have a substitution on the Cobra side for 13. Going in now, we have Kenzie DeFoss. Here goes Balin with the serve. Over the net we go. Over to Young. Over to Richardson. Just going to tip it over. Saved by Johnson once again. Spiked over by Hashik. And it's going to be another point for the Tritons. 15-13 now. We are officially cooking. And here we go. Here comes the serve by Johnson. Over to Hess. Up to Young. Richardson. And bounced off of number 8 for the Tritons, Bailey Dugan. 15-14, Tritons lead. At this moment of the game, we are in the second round. And now we have Josie Hess for the serve for the Cobras. There we go. A little bit of a tip over there from number 11, Caitlin Steffes. It's going to be over to Johnson. A spike over, that's a little too close. And that will ultimately be ruled as a point for the Cobras. And that will bring us to a tie of 15-15. Josie Hess, here we go. Over the net we go. And that's going to bring us back to 16-15. Triton lead. Substituting for number 8, Balin Dugan. We have 18, Brooke Dubson. Throwing in for the Tritons for the serve, we have Alicia Johnson. Look like the Cobras struggling a little bit with that first little serve. We're moving right along. That's going to be off of Richardson again for another point, tying us back up 16-16 for the game as of now in the second round. Classic coming in for Richardson for the Cobras, and she will be serving momentarily. Over to Johnson. There goes the spike by Steffes. A little bit of confusion on the score there. Looks like it will ultimately be given to the Cobras. 17-16, Cobras lead. Up in the air, here goes Johnson. Over to Steffes. Over to Hess. Over to Young. Over to Everett. And that's going to be ultimately another point for the Cobras. 18-16. Possibly. We're going to take a short timeout here, folks, but be sure to keep tuning in here. 17-17 is the score. Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse as we're watching another close game, 17-17 right now, tied up for the Cobras and the Tritons. Let's see how it plays out. We're only in the second half as the Tritons have pulled away the second round, while the Tritons have already won one round in the beginning of all this. So let's see. We're into the action. Up to Steffens. Off of Johnson. Back over. And it's going to be ultimately 18-17, and Parkland Cobras pulling ahead. Two substitutions for the Cobras, 11 and 13. We have Kayla Brandon and Ellie Schabach. Kayla Brandon will be serving for the Cobras. There we go, Steffens over to 21. Jory Hashik over to Young. Steffens over to Johnson. Over to Dubson. Hashik once again trying her hardest to get that one little spike that we need to get the point, but it's going to be in the favor of the Cobras. 19-17 if you're just joining us. Cobras take the lead. Kayla Brandon still serving for the Cobras. Over to Johnson again, and then over to Steffens. Over to Young. Ultimately over on the Cobra side, over to Young. Going to be spiked over by Schabach. Over to Young again, it's going to be off the net there. That's going to be another point for Iowa Central. We now have two substitutions. We have number 3, Angel Bylark, and number 16, Arika Richardson. Here comes the serve. Over to Young. Going to be knocked over by number 10, Kat Blassie. Triton's kind of got to be careful for Blassie. She has quite the arm on her as well. And she will be serving momentarily. 20-18 is the score. Over to Johnson. He sat off, and will be another point for the Cobras, bringing them to 21. We're going to take another timeout here, but the action is not over yet. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this timeout. And welcome back, Triton Nation, as we get back into the action of things. The Cobras versus the Tritons here. 21-18 is the score. Cobras in the lead. Let's see what can happen here in the second round. Kat Blouse with the score, or with the serve. Off of Johnson. Spiked over by number 18, Brooke Dubson. That will be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 21-19 now. Substituted in for Brooke Dubson, we have number 8, Bailey Dugan. She will be serving for the Tritons. Ultimately going to be another point for the Cobras, bringing them to 22. It's getting close here, folks. As long as we got enough teamwork going on here, I'm pretty sure anything can happen between these two teams. Ultimately, we're working with two really skilled teams. Over to Johnson, over to Angel Bylark. The attempted. And that looks like that'll be another point for the Cobras. Some of the fans here are disagreeing with the call, but ultimately it is, right now at least, 23-19. All right, going back to the action, we have Sophie Young with the serve. There goes Angel Ballard again with the stab attempt. Over to Hess. Over to Richardson. Going to be saved off of Stefan. Knocked over. Might be out of bounds there, folks. And that will be another point for your Tritons. 23-21. It's a very close game here, folks. Who wants it more? Jory Hashik with the serve for the Tritons. It's going to be 21 now, I guess. Here we go. Back to the action. Try and serve off of Young over to Richardson. Go back to Hashik. That's going to be Angel Ballard once again. 23-22. It is getting very close here, folks. We're in the final moments of this round. It's anybody's game. Let's see who wants it. Over to Hajak again. Over to Young. Over to Richardson. And it's going to be ultimately... Oh, a nice block from the Tritons there once again. It's going to be knocked into the air. And there's going to be the spike. It's good! We're officially... 23-23 is now your score for the Tritons. Oh my goodness. Stand is going wild up here. Jory Hashik with the ball again, going for the... Here we go. Up in the air for Young. Oh, and a nice block there from the Tritons. Off of Johnson. Spiked over. Oh. And that's going to be another point, bringing it to game point for the Cobras. We have to be really careful here, folks. This could be the end of the second round. We're going to go into another short timeout here. Join us back for the ending of this round right after this. Welcome back, Triton Nation, to Hodges Fieldhouse as we got a very close game here. This could be it, folks. 24-24. It's whoever wants it. Who wants the game? Who wants this round? It could be potentially a 2-point lead for Iowa Central, or it could be a 1-1. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. There's really no words to be said at this moment. Both of them have the opportunity to win this round here. Oh, and it's ultimately taken over by the Cobras. 25-24. 1-1 for the rounds right now. Oh. Hold up. Hold up, folks. Another very good score from the Tritons. We got Alicia Johnson now. Over to the net we go. And there we go. That will do it. And that will be the second win, or excuse me, the second point of this game. Oh my goodness. The fans are so excited up here. It's gonna be, ooh. Oh my goodness. The fans are going absolutely nuts up here. Oh my goodness. I mean, what can you say about a game that ends like that? There's just no words. I'm so happy about both teams, but our student section here, I mean, there's really, I mean, you at home probably feel the same exact way, you know. Both games went so well. I mean, it's ultimately down to the next round here. Round 3. I mean, can the Cobras come back? Will they come back? We don't really know. But ultimately, as long as we have our student section here, it's going to be a great game. So stick around to the third period here. Let's have some fun at Hodges Fieldhouse, Iowa Central. 2-0. Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse, Iowa Central. 2-0 for rounds. This could be it, folks. Let's see what can happen here. If we could get 25, it's over. It's one and done. That's all we need. So right now we're working with a great team here for the Tritons. Cobras a very, very worthy opponent as they've been neck and neck with us for these last few rounds. Let's see what this round has in store for us. Right now we got Jory Hashik going to be serving off. Here we go. Over the net. Over to Hess. Set up by Young. Over to Richardson. Over to Kester. Excuse me, Steffes. Over to Angel Bylock. Oh, nope. It's going to be number 11, Caitlin Steffes. Here goes Angel Bylock. Over to Young. Over to Hess. Over to Richardson. Going to knock it over. There goes number 11. Oh! And a nice tip over there for Caitlin Steffes. 1-0 for your Tritons. Taking the lead already. Here we go. Here we go. As we go into the next set, we have Jerry Hijack. Here we go. Out we go. Over to Johnson again. Over to Steffes. Over to Hijack again. A nice slide there by the Cobras. Over to Young, over to Richardson. And that will be their first point of this third round. 2-1. Tritons lead. As you can still see that the fans in the audience here are going absolutely crazy. And that's what we like to see. There we go. Hess with the serve over to Johnson. Johnson over to Young. There goes Everett. And that's going to be another point for the Iowa Central Tritons. 3-1. And we have two substitutes now coming in. We have number 13 and 16, Haley Ahari. And number 16, Bria Sandiford. And we have Balin Johnson going to be serving in for our Tritons. Set up by Young. Over to Everett. And that was just a little off there for the Tritons. Bringing the score 3-2. Tritons still lead. And here we go. Number 18, Isabella Klassen with the serve. Over to Johnson, set up. Oh, nice hit there. A nice spike for your Iowa Central Tritons. That brings the score 4-2. And here comes our next timeout. Stay tuned. We got a lot more ball action to be played after this short intermission. And welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse. Right now we have number 20, Alicia Johnson, serving for the Iowa Central Tritons. Currently, if you're just joining in, the Tritons are up 2 rounds, 4-2 currently in the lead. Here we go. Back to the action. A nice save there from the Tritons over to Johnson, over to the other Johnson, and spiked over by number 18, Brooke Dubson. A good save there. Let's see what happens. There's Johnson over to number, oh, it's just a little out. 4-3 now. And here we go. Going to be served now by number 11, Kayla Brandon for the Cobras here. Over to 21, Jory Hezek. Over to Johnson. And knocked over by Caitlin Steffens. Over to Young. And it is ultimately another point for Iowa Central. 5-3. And now over to 11, Caitlin Steffens for the next serve. Looks like we're working out some stuff on the court here, but nonetheless, we are going to get back into the action. Here we go, over to Young. Set up to Jaden. And that will be ultimately another point for the Cobras. 5-4, Triton still lead. And now to serve for the Cobras, Kat Balles. And here we go. Over to Johnson, and spike over, and that will be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 6-4. And now our substitution, 16, Bria Sanford, and number 3, Angel Bylar. Fans getting excited now. Oh, and out of bounds on the Tritons. That will bring our score 6-6. Or excuse me, 6-5. Over to Johnson, over to the other Johnson. Angel Bylark with a spike. Over to Young, over to Richardson. And that will be now tied 6-6 for the game. And it looks like we have now Sophie Young going for the serve for. There we go, over to Johnson, over to the other Johnson. There we go with the spike. And that will be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 7-6 now, Tritons lead. Bailey Dugan with the serve for the Tritons there. Over to Johnson. Going to be spiked. Ooh. And another point is scored for the Tritons due to a net hit from the Cobras. 8-6. Bailey Dugan again with the serve. Here we go. And just barely over the net there for the Cobras. Another score for your Tritons. 9-6 in the third round. And of course, if you're just joining us, welcome to Triton Nation. Right now, your Tritons are 2-0 for the rounds and are leading this third and final round possibly with 9-7. Up to serve next for the Cobras, Ellie Shutback. That'll be another point for the Cobras. Just a little out of reach there for the Tritons. 9-8. Ellie up once again for the serve. Here we go. Johnson over to Johnson. And spiked by Angel Bylark. Oh my goodness. And now we have number 21 for your Iowa Central Tritons. We have Jory Hijak. Here we go. Over to Young. And back over to Jaden. Over to Johnson. And spiked over by Stefan. That'll be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 11-8 is your score. Back over to Hajek again. Here we go with this. Over to Young. Over to Richard. There's another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 12-8 is your score. Here comes the serve. Over to Everett. Over to Young. Over to Richardson. Over to Johnson once again. Going to be kept into play. Over to Johnson. Over to Hess. And it's going to be out of bounds for the Tritons there. 12-9 now. Tritons still lead. There goes Hess with the next serve. Over to Johnson. And there you go. There you have it. 13-9 for a 4-point lead for the Tritons. Substitutions, 13 and 16 now coming in for the Tritons. We have Haley Alarthy and Bria Sandiford. Served by the Johnson. Richardson off of Johnson. That will be ruled as a point for the Tritons. 14-9 now. Over to Johnson once again. Balin Johnson to be exact. Over to Richardson. And that will be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 15-9. And we're going to go into a timeout break here, folks, but don't go away. Much more volleyball to be played here at Hodges Fieldhouse at Iowa Central. Welcome back, Triton Nation, to a very rowdy group of fans tonight. We always like seeing our fans participate in school sports, so this is good. We have Balin Johnson going for the next serve here. Over to Young. It looks like that won't really count for anything. Going back over to Balin Johnson. Here we go. Here's our next serve. Let's get it on. Over to Young. Spiked over to Triton side from the Cobras. Back over, tipped over. Here we go, up to Young. And that will be just barely kept into play from the Cobras. There's a spike from the Tritons over there. Now here comes Richardson with the spike. Over to number 21, Heshak. Over to Hess. Over to Richardson. Back over to Johnson. Here we go. Richardson with the spike. Oh, and a very, very close play there. 15-10 now for the score. Trying still in the lead. And now serving for your Cobras, we have Isabella Clesson. And there's another score for your Iowa Central Tritons. 16-10 is the score. And ultimately, Alicia Johnson will be going to throw in for the Tritons. There we go. Set by Young, over to Jaden, over to Johnson, over to the next Johnson. And ultimately tempted for a spike, but is ultimately ruined out by the Tritons there. 17-10 now. Your Tritons leading. Johnson once again. And another score for your Iowa Central Tritons. 18-10. Alicia Johnson now with the next serve. Over to Young, over to Everett. And that'll be another point for the Cobras. And there you go. Substituting for Everett, we have number 11, and that is Kayla Brandon. She will be serving for the Cobras right now. 18-11. There we go, set by Johnson. Attempted spike there. It is good for the Tritons. We are one away from 20. Caitlin Steffes will be throwing in for the Tritons. Over to Young. Over to Jane. Over to Johnson. Back over to Steffes. That's another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 20-11. We have a 9-point lead. You really can't get much better than this. We are 5 points away from walking out of here with a perfect game. Fans absolutely being a huge factor in the game here. And we always like to see that. So thank you for the fans coming out, and thank you for you that are tuning into Triton Nation. And now 21-11, a 10-point lead here at Hodges Fieldhouse. We are coming so close from watching another huge game. Here we go, set up by Young. Off of Jaden. That's going to be ultimately another point for the Cobras. Kind of bounced off of a Triton player there, but that's okay. 21-12, I can live with that. We're loving it over here at Hodges Fieldhouse. The energy is crazy. All right, back into the action. Off of Johnson, set up. It's going to be close here. Oh, and ultimately there was really nothing else we could really do there, but that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. 21-13. Here we go. Set up, here comes the spike. And that's going to be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons tonight. 22-13. I mean, can you blame the fans? We're having a great night here. All right, serving for the Tritons right now, we have number 16, Bria Sandiford. Here we go. And just a little short there, that's okay. That's all right. 22-14, that's all right. Richardson for the Cobras coming back in. There we go. We have number 8. We have Sophie Young. And there's the lady that we love here, Angel Bylark. There's always good energy when she scores for our Tritons here. Number 8, we have Bailey Dugan. Oh, yeah! Man! And that's another score for your Irish. We're 1 point away, folks, from completely walking out of here. Here we go. Okay, 24-15. And we now have serving for the Cobras, Ellie Shutback. Here we go, folks. This is going to be big. Are you ready? Are you ready? Tritons win against the Parkland Cobras. Instead of confetti, we got popcorn flying around the room. The Tritons waving to their fans. It is so good to see another win here at Hodges Fieldhouse. Another win. Oh my goodness, what a good game. It was fun. We all had a good time. The Tritons won. I mean, you really can't ask for too much more, can you? So I think without further ado here, final score 25-15. And we're going to wrap it up from there. This has been Link Play. I've been your commentator. It's been a really fun time. Here we go. Hodges Fieldhouse. Good night. Take care. Be well.